All right. Okay, guys, well, thank you all for coming out. This crowd is actually much bigger than I anticipated. We know that you guys had about, 6 different options to choose from, and we're really glad that you guys chose this one. ADAS, wheel alignments are changing forever because of ADAS. Hunter knows it. ADAS has been a really big buzzword over the last couple of years. And we got some really interesting stuff to show you. A little bit of data points. We don't want to bore you because, slideshows are kind of boring. But we definitely want to help you guys just see what's coming down the road, what to prepare for, what shops are preparing for, what educators are preparing for, and how we could help you. So we're just going to get started with a short video and then get into it.
In the early industrial age, the greatest companies were defined by producing the greatest hardware. Their innovative products became the foundation of the industrial might that powered America to lead the world. Hunter Engineering was right there for the wheel service industry, making our own great hardware and providing tremendous customer value. It didn't happen overnight, but Hunter kept innovating, shaping, and being shaped by the evolving industry, positioning itself to capitalize on the growth and increasing complexity of automotive wheel service. The next great age of American innovation created a new wave of corporate giants. The electronic age was built on a foundation of computers and software, creating a networked world of precision and productivity. Yet again, American companies led the world. Once more, Hunter didn't sit still. We embraced the electronic age and introduced balancers and aligners that revolutionized the industry, creating new products with increasing sophistication, precision, and ease of use. Our road to dominance had begun.
Did you guys recognize any of those old school light align machines or anything like that? Pretty cool, huh? So Hunter's been around in the industry doing this a while, and we got some pretty cool stuff to share with you. So are we ready, right? We need to be ready in a few different areas. Our vehicle landscape is completely changing. Vehicles are getting smarter, techs are getting fewer, and we kind of got to bridge that gap, right? So currently, last year, we had about 8 to 25% of the vehicles had ADAS calibrations in the year of 2022. I'm sorry, I just said last year, but last year, it jumped up between 30 to 50% of the vehicles, okay? That's gonna cause our shops to have to start, developing processes and getting the right equipment to perform these calibrations, because it's becoming much more commonplace, right? When do we, calibrate an ADAS piece? Is when we've been in a collision, when we pulled a bumper, when we've done a wheel alignment in certain cases, when we've replaced some glass in the windshield. It's becoming a lot more commonplace. So Auto Body News cited that an estimate of 4.3 million calibration opportunities in 2024 alone, right? So it's definitely growing because the year before that was about 2 million. Recruitment of technicians and retention is probably why most of us are here and supporting the events that are happening this week, right? We have, employers need to begin by adding these services and special tools for tomorrow's techs, but the industry needs thousands of trained technicians by the year of 2030. So right now there's an estimate of 8,000 to 10,000 new ADAS only technicians, right? So we're a little bit behind on that. And that's what we want to help with. So an internal combustion engine, we had a lot of maintenances, right? We had filters, consumables, electrical HVAC, engine transmission, alignment, suspension, brakes, tire services. As we start to get into, the plug-in hybrids, we have a little bit less services when it comes to brakes, right? When we get to full electric vehicles, we have a lot less. So where the services are dropping off on certain vehicles, we're expecting alignments to stay the same, suspension to stay the same, tire service to go up, brakes come down a little bit, but we lose some of the other services. So as these vehicles are advancing, it's going to become a lot more commonplace. Standardizing our industry is what we're here to talk about. So basically, I don't know if you guys can see the picture as well as I can, but on the right side of that car, you can see runoff of dirt flowing to the left side where it's all puddling up, right? That vehicle is actually sitting like this. Someone thought it would be a good idea to follow the OEM procedure and go ahead and calibrate at that level. Unfortunately, when that levels out, those sensors are not going to be pointed in the right direction, and it could cause early premature braking, especially because this is a radar situation. Or how about this one? I don't know if you guys can see it, but I can. There's a little bit of pitch to the left side. It's very hard to compensate for that pitch and doing it in the environment that they're doing it, and that's outside of lighting or any other conditions that they're doing things with. How about trigonometry? Anybody take that in high school or college? Yeah, I didn't. I can't do that. So that type of stuff is commonplace in shops across America right now. How about this one? Johnny, get down on the ground and just hold it right there while I push the button, right? So we give that one a fail for sure, okay? So OEM method, okay? You're gonna see a thing that says 25 minutes, but it's only 2 minutes. But I just wanna kinda highlight standard procedures for OEM, and especially because of Honda, why they changed their tooling and equipment program to support this unit.
Park vehicle on a level surface that has the following amount of open space in front of the vehicle: 7 meters measured from the front bumper, 4 meters in width, and 1.5 meters in height. Note, make sure the vehicle is not facing any direct light sources and that there are no dark and light alternating patterns directly behind the target area. Find the center of one wheel using the centering stand and mark it. Then measure 76.2 millimeters from the edge of the centering stand and mark a new spot, Z1, that intersects the wheel's center line. Repeat this step for each wheel, marking points Z2, Y1, and Y2. Hang a plumb bob from the center of the front emblem and mark a new spot, X, on the floor where the tip of the plumb bob touches the floor. Place the centering stand under the rear jack-up bracket, then mark a new spot, W, at the center line of the centering stand. Pull a string between X and W that extends beyond the front of the vehicle and tape both ends of the string on the floor. Pull a string between the point Z1 and the point Y1 and tape both ends of the string on the floor surface. Pull a string between the point Z2 and the point Y2 and tape both ends of the string on the floor surface. Measure and make a new spot B on the floor surface in front of the vehicle 4,000 millimeters from the point Z1. Measure and mark a new spot C on the floor surface in front of the vehicle 4,000 millimeters from the point Z2. Stretch a string between point B and point C and tape both ends of the string on the floor surface. Mark a new point D where the string crosses the center line. Route the center line cord through the collar and place it on the aiming stand. Note: make sure the cord is tight and not lying on the floor surface. Position the aiming target assembly at point D. Begin multi-purpose camera aiming procedures.
Can anybody remember all those steps? Right? You remember doing them?
In a training course.
In a training course, right? It's painful. You're reading the service info and following all the directions. It's not very comfortable. Time consuming. Every OEM was struggling with this for a while, right? Then we had the advancements of machines like the DOS 3000 where we're looking at thrust line now instead of the body. A little bit better, but it could only do forward-facing calibrations like radar and camera aiming. When you got to blind spot or any of the surround view mats or anything around the vehicle, even though it's a modern machine, it's just not quite hitting the mark, right? So they are doable. You can still buy them today, but we are advancing far beyond that very quickly. So I'll get rid of that. So that's where we introduced the Ultimate ADAS. I know you guys have seen this walking around the building, and this is primarily why we have you guys in here to show you this technology. But one of the most important things I want to highlight is when this machine was built, it was built for Honda and Acura. They came to Hunter, they said, hey, we're going to mandate some type of calibration fixture for all of our rooftops in the United States. What do you got? Hunter didn't even tell us that they were working on this in the background, so we were all surprised when they came out with it. But we said, if we build it for you, we'll give us OEM approval, right? And then we'll go to market with it. We'll fill up all your dealerships with it first, and then we're going to take it from there to the aftermarket side. But the most important thing is the OEM approval. So right now we have 9 in less than 2 years. So we have Honda, Acura, Toyota, Lexus, Nissan, Infiniti, Kia, Subaru, Mazda, Hyundai. Okay, so a lot of the major players are already on board, and that machine is now their calibration tool. So what does that mean for the collision industry? I don't have to have the plumb bobs and string lines and pipe and the cheap PVC stands that Honda was using. Now I can have that one doing it, right? And so we've built this machine to accommodate every manufacturer, and we suspect a few more OEMs by SEMA, I think. So we're moving pretty quick with it. Globally, we're a huge asset for what we do. Hunter's been around a long time. We do it right, and there's a reason why we're in test centers, factory facilities, workshops, engineering labs, working directly with the OEMs. Training the next generation of ADAS technicians is not optional. It's a necessity, right? It protects public safety, supports economic opportunity, and prepares the workforce for the future of mobility. We're going to have high demand jobs with these types of skills if we can get the workforce educated, right? So I got a couple notes here, but modern vehicles equal more tech and more education. And the schools that train will have better job placement, right? We have a huge shortage on this. There was a slide earlier that said 8 to 10,000. I visit shops daily, and we're noticing that you got to have at least someone paying attention to ADAS needs in every single shop. You know, there's bumpers being pulled that had a radar in it. It should be calibrated. They're skipping the steps. You know, there should be someone that is identifying these things. Hunter actually makes some tooling to help identify. We're changing quickly, right? We want you guys to stay current with your programs as well and in demand with your programs. So I've talked to a few of you this weekend and hey, how do I add ADAS to my training program? Add it to alignment because our alignments are changing now. So I think that would be a good start. And then ultimately it's about the safety, right? So if we have safety in mind, we have correct calibrations, and ultimately the manufacturers, they're not putting this on the car to make your life harder. They're putting it on your car to save lives, right? And so if we have a safer and more skilled workforce, we're gonna have reduced casualties. And my next slide will show this. So this is 4 people that you'll see in this video. Truck backs out, going on his business. There's a guy mowing his lawn and this guy doing whatever with his packages. That was automatic braking, right? 4 people didn't realize what was about to happen that day. The system saw it before they did. These systems are reacting fast and they need to be calibrated properly, right? Luckily that child was spared, but you know, an improper calibration could lead to some serious results. So I had a 2021 Toyota Prius, and we used to do calibrations with it, and I let the guys perform radar calibration on that Prius. And I drove it to SEMA, and I was on my way back from SEMA. I never checked the calibration after everybody else touched it. I was probably going 80 or 90, you know how we do it between here and Vegas. And when we were coming down this hill, there was an even bigger hill on the freeway. And it literally thought that when I went down into the bottom of that hill and I was coming back up that I was gonna run into a wall. And it locked my brakes up for about 2 seconds, you know? It had lane keep assist, so I was barely holding onto the steering wheel, but it thought, because it was calibrated down low, that I was gonna get into an accident. You know, so if these things aren't calibrated properly, they could scare the life out of you and cause an accident too, right? So very, very sensitive. But the OEMs, when they're putting all this equipment on the vehicles, they haven't done a good enough job in explaining to the end user the features of the vehicles, right? So we hear it all the time. I bought this fancy car. I didn't know I had to pay all this money to get it recalibrated, right? So the OEMs are now starting to create their own commercials.
I gotcha. Oh, you can count on me. 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. When I need it, I can count on you. Like 4, 3, 2.
Remember when only Dad could save the day? Sorry. Auto emergency braking on the all-new Genesis.
So that's where we're at, right? It's the world we're starting to live in. Just wanted to show you those because I think those visual learners, you know, it's pretty good to see why we're doing this in the industry, right? So another really cool thing that Hunter has is a certificate pathway train the trainer program. It's our own. We have a QR code there, but we also have some pamphlets that you could get on to Hunter University. You can log in, you can, oh, you need me to go back? I'll give you the QR code. But basically, if you go to our hunter.com website, you can go to the training tab, and it's gonna take you to a page that looks like this, okay? Then what you're gonna wanna do, the very first thing you should do is register, okay, up in the right-hand corner. And it's gonna tailor it. If you're a technician, if you're an educator, if you're a shop owner, if you're an advisor, it's gonna tailor our learning management system to, you know, whatever your need is, right? And what we will have is we will have online learning courses where you could do basic wheel balancing, ADAS services, future-proofing your business. We have a whole host of stuff there. Then we have direct equipment training operational videos and testing, e-learning, okay? And then what I think is most important for the educators is this train the trainer program. So what this will do is you will sign up. If you have any piece of Hunter equipment in your shop, you become certified. You do it through a couple different steps or one of a couple different steps where either a gentleman like me will come out. Wait, I won't say gentleman, but someone like me will come out. And then we can evaluate you and get that reported back to Hunter. You could do a video submission on the operation of the equipment. And then once you become certified, it opens up a back-end portal. I don't really have anything to show you on that, but you can add your students into it and you could create their learning plan, okay? When they pass their exams and go through these courses, you can print them the certificates that they could put into your file. You know, when they're going out looking for jobs, right? Now, these will not be ASE certifications. Okay, they're not going to have the little ASE stamp. They're going to look like this one, right? The one with the ASE training, that's where our trainer comes in. So Sean over here is our local trainer, and he does the actual, you know, 3-day, 5-day training courses. Those are all ASE recognized, so and certified, right?
Yeah.
So.
Well, one thing I did want to touch on real fast, if you go back one slide there,
Yeah.
These, when we went to the register, your students can register themselves, and it'd be a great opportunity for you guys. Have all your students get registered in the Hunter LMS, and this will track any online training that they do. So you can assign them the tire balancer online course, and then have them take a picture of the completion. And submit it to you for a grade if you want, for credit. When I was a teacher, I used to really like having this in my back pocket for substitute teachers. I need to come up with a quick lesson plan, right? Something along those lines. It's really hard. I just need to get some grades done, right? I put it off a little too long. So you can assign these courses to your students, and then they can just, like I said, take a picture or screenshot it and send it to you. Each one of these courses, I think the longest one is like an hour and a half. So there's a lot of different options in there. There's everything down to basic alignment angles. So it's nice, it's free, it doesn't cost the students anything, and it will follow them, right? Everywhere they go, they will be able to access this and show employers that they completed it.
And Sean, correct me if I'm wrong, we have some ASE prep guides on there that can be bought
Yes,
and
you have
gone
to
through?
purchase them. They're through, I'm blanking right now. I always forget the name of it. They're great though. I mean, it got me through my heavy duty alignment one. So yeah, there's some really good ASE test prep guides that you can purchase through there as well. Those do cost money.
And then they can also check and see where you're doing actual training classes in person.
Yeah. There will be a training map on here for when I'm doing the online or the in-person training. Whether it's typically gonna be in Irvine, Hayward, Sacramento, possibly in Fresno. So we're working on some different training locations for you guys.
Cool, thank you. Yeah, so we have some literature that we could give you guys, and then you could obviously sign up yourself, but then I recommend that you find your rep from Hunter and kind of start to network with them on things too. So on the equipment certification, we can get you guys certified on the ADAS link. The alignment equipment certification, balancers, bench sleighs, the DOS 3000, heavy duty alignment, the heavy duty balancers, same with tire changers, on-car brake lathes, tire changing equipment, and our ultimate ADAS. Hey, Jesse, can you turn it up just a smidge? Then we're going to get into actually doing some calibration.
Introducing Hunter's Ultimate ADAS system. Ultimate ADAS combines Hunter's award-winning wheel alignment technology with the Ultimate ADAS target placement system. Laser gimbals and on-screen guidance replace the guesswork, strings, plumb bobs, and tape measures, while cutting setup time by over 70%. Ultimate ADAS not only provides improvement for the traditional forward-facing camera procedures, but also for the other common procedures other systems don't, like forward-facing radar and surround view map placement. It's a true around-the-vehicle placement aid system. Hunter uses only full-size targets, helping to ensure calibrations are performed as intended by the OEM. Ultimate ADAS not only makes target placement easy, it makes it more accurate as well by automatically compensating for unlevel floors, monitoring steps along the way, and preventing placement errors through confirmation via the laser gimbals. OEM free space is also shown for each procedure using the laser gimbals. Many common adjustments are automated, like height, roll, pitch, and yaw adjustments. Plus, the built-in calibration check gives you confidence the system is accurate and ready to use every time. If your alignment bay is a tight fit, or if you just want to use another bay for ADAS calibration, Ultimate ADAS is mobile and can be easily moved from bay to bay without powering down, thanks to a built-in battery backup system. World-class printouts and digital records in HunterNet give you what you need to sell the work and document the job in case questions arise later. Ultimate ADAS is Nissan and Infiniti approved. Wheel alignments stay easy and profitable with all the technology you expect from Hunter, including guided procedures and power tools with Winalign software, no wheel damage with quick grip adapters, and fast, accurate alignments with high-definition cameras. Fully integrated alignment continues to provide procedure improvements and error proofing you expect, and HunterNet keeps you connected to this amazing profit center. Want to learn more? Reach out to your local Hunter rep to learn about your options.
Now, with this system, we can use any scan tool we want because, again, this machine's job outside of alignments, right, it's also a fully functioning aligner, is to place the target in exactly the right spot. The vehicle does the calibration. So if you're using an OE scan tool, you're more than welcome to continue to use that OE scan tool. It'll function properly. The nice thing with using our scan tool is it does integrate with everything. So on the printouts, everything comes out clean. But a lot of the OE manufacturers are still using this equipment with their factory scan tool. So right now we're going to do without alignment because, you know, thank you, sir. We're working on a Toyota Corolla. It is, let's see, oh, it's an LE. Okay. And I'm going to do a left and a rear blind spot and a forward-facing camera.
Radar too.
You want to do all right?
We can do 4.
We can do all of them, really. This is kicking us out some stuff saying that we're not connected to HunterNet 2, and that's just because we're not hooked up to their Wi-Fi, so we don't have it all set up. Now, we have, as the trainers, we have a saying, it's RTFS. Read the friendly screen. Okay, read the friendly screen. So you've just followed the prompts on the screen. A lot of times people skip some steps and like, how come my steering wheel's crooked? It's like, well, because you didn't make sure the steering wheel was straight, like I said. So this thing is going to walk you through step by step how to do this. But hopefully your students are paying attention. So like I said, we're going to do a forward roll just like we would on any other vehicle if we were doing an alignment. And if nobody moved my wheel chalk, it should be perfect. Sweet. So instead of using the string and plumb bob and tape measure and tape and good Lord, everything else, we're already ready to go. So we're going to start our calibration. Do I have a volunteer? I don't want you guys all just sitting around all day. You want to jump up here, even though you're an LA fan? You want to jump? Yeah, get over here. Yeah. Yeah. So we're going to do a left rear blind spot. So here's what this machine's going to do. It needs to see at least 2 targets so that it knows where the vehicle is in space. It's going to say to use the scan tool, so we're going to use the scan tool to plug in. Obviously, we're not going to do this on their vehicle right now. But we would plug in with a scan tool, and we'd initiate the calibration procedure. The machine's going to set itself to the home position. It looks like it's happy, so we hit next. The liner's going to go to max height. Sorry I asked you to come up here and do this, but there's nothing for you to do yet.
I mean, I could see better.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm good.
There's more. But wait, there's more.
I mean, that's pretty wild. You didn't touch anything over there.
Nope.
No, that's way different than mobile.
The other thing it's going to do right here is it's going to tell us if it has the proper amount of clear space as soon as it finds the targets. You got to give it a second. There it is. So now it's going to tell us the clear space requirements for what we're trying to do. So it's saying that from this dot right here we're going to draw a line back way off there into the ether. And there's a line somewhere over here, and it's probably up there on the ceiling somewhere. So, yep. Oh, yeah, it's right over there. And the red dot is like probably over there. So we need like 4 of these classrooms to do this properly, right? That's what people think. This is the ideal space requirements in the perfect world. The nice thing is that what we can do actually is we could actually, if we needed to, bring the car over here, do the blind spot on that side. There's a button we can push for move vehicle, and we can move it to the other side of the shop if we had to. But what you'll see is like, it's saying like, hey, in a perfect world, we're not gonna need anywhere near that much space to actually make it happen. So now what we need to do is we need to mount the target. If we put the wrong target on here and we calibrate, we are in a world of hurt because we just miscalibrated the vehicle. So this is not going to allow that to happen. So what we're going to see is that anything like this is going to have a QR code. So any of our free floating targets are going to have a QR code because there's multiple different sizes of these. So he's going to scan that bad boy.
Oh, the customer on this side, the card on that side?
Yeah, there we go. Here, go ahead, you can put it on there. Okay. Oh, you can set it on there. You're done with the scanner.
Okay.
That goes there, that goes there, yep. So now it'll allow us to...
I'm assuming I'm hanging in the crate. Right?
Yep.
Okay.
Make sure it's clicked all the way down. There you go. Well, we're doing that side, I believe, right? Cool. So now you're going to take this with you. I think blind spot's the most difficult one to set up traditionally because we need to come off the center line a certain distance. We need to come off the wheel a certain distance. Then we need to bring those lines together at a certain point and find the correct angle. With this, all you're going to do is put the red line on the green laser, and the red dot is going to go in that little circle right here.
That's pretty cool.
You're close. And people always ask me, is that close enough? No. Yes, get as close as you can get. That's close enough. A lot of people are like, oh, that's close enough. And it might pass the calibration, but remember, if we're off, it might not see a car in the blind spot, or it may see a car that's not in the blind spot. People are relying, how many of you guys feel totally comfortable driving in a vehicle with no driver? Like just completely autonomous vehicle? If you're driving something like 2015 and newer, you're basically just driving a computer. You're an input to the computer. You're not driving that damn thing, right? Heck, if you hit the brakes in a Toyota, it's a stroke simulator. You're not even stepping on the brakes at that point. So we need to make sure if they're driving the car for us, let's make sure they have as much good information as humanly possible. All right, so now we need to get this thing level. So you're gonna come over here, and he's got a laser right there on his head. If you wanna grab that and put it right here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna loosen this, and this thing will actually move around. You just wanna make sure the base doesn't move. Oh, wow. So put that right there in the middle. Lock that down. Good enough. It's good enough. It's gonna do a fine-tune adjustment.
I'm going for 0.00 on that toe.
Oh, dude, you did it first try. Usually it flashes, and you have to mess with it a little bit, man. Nice job. Now we got the height. So you're gonna grab this trigger and you're gonna move it down. There's a laser dot right here, and I want it right there.
I'm sorry, I want the laser in the middle of the target, or where? Oh, on that line.
Right there on that line.
Gotcha.
Boom, you're there. Cool.
No, I'm not. Now I'm.
Huh? What step did I skip? No, yeah. No, it's a...
I'm just letting you know, I'm using that on Monday.
Yeah. Even for your directions. Like, dude, RTFS, what are you doing, kid?
Not RTFM, though. We know that one. Read the factory manual.
Yeah. Well, it's only the friendly screen the first time, man.
Friendly screen.
This is a demo unit, so occasionally, from getting trucked around, they get a little cranky. So we're gonna have to make sure.
I mean, it's a little different than it was. It seemed like it was happy till the height.
See how it's flashing there?
Okay.
So now we walk it until it's solid
So
again.
I just got lucky.
Sometimes it's better be lucky than good, my friend. That looks good. There it is. Okay. Had to wait a second. So now to hit the scan tool. Remember, the job of this is to place the target. Now we go to the scan tool and it's going to fire the radar. What the radar is going to do is it's going to bounce off of this and come back, and then it's going to say, hey, now I know if that you put this I'm trusting that you put this where it's supposed to be. If you didn't, we're out of calibration. We don't know what's going on in the world. But I'm trusting that you put this here. So as long as it is where you said it is, then I know where 16 feet at a 40-degree angle is, right? And if I know that, then I can extrapolate out the rest of the world. So that's kind of how this system is going to work with this vehicle. Now, let's say it fails calibration. What would cause it to fail calibration? Why would it not calibrate properly if that thing's in the exact correct place?
I want to know about the mounting to the body.
Between the bumper and the sensor.
So you don't want to be standing in between there, right? All those radar waves coming at you. Okay, but that does bring up a point. What could be between the sensor and that target?
Bondo.
Bondo, dirt, paint thickness, incorrect paint. All of that plays a factor. They fixed the bumper, but the bracket's slightly bent, right? So this is not just a calibration tool, this is a hell of a diagnostic tool. If it won't calibrate, I don't have to guess and think about it too much whether or not I put the target in the right place, right? Heck, and if you wanted to double check it, you could run it again and see what happens, right? But if it continues to fail, like, okay, it is not a target placement issue. We have another problem. The sensor is bad, right? There is a power issue going to the sensor. It is not mounted properly. They use too thick a paint. There's 14 inches of Bondo on a plastic bumper. We see the things, okay? So that is where we're going with this. Same thing with forward-facing camera when we get to that. If forward-facing camera won't calibrate, what could be wrong?
Windshield bracket.
Windshield bracket. What do you mean windshield?
That windshield.
What do you mean by
OEM windshield?
Okay, I'm not going to sit here and say that only OEM is the only good stuff and everything that's not OEM is not good stuff. I worked for an aftermarket parts company for a while. But what I will say is that I know in particular Hondas, there's only a couple of manufacturers out there that they're real happy with, and OEM's one of them. So they're having a huge issue with forward-facing cameras. So again, if you know you have the target in the right place and it is the right target, and it isn't working, okay, we can move off that step. Like, what is the issue? What do we need to start thinking about? So we need to start thinking about, like, maybe it's something else, right? Right? I mean, we all believe that a fuel injector can go bad, but nobody believes that a blind spot sensor can go bad. It's the craziest thing, right? It's not calibrating, must be the machine. No, it must be the sensor, okay? So now we're gonna, thank you very much. We're gonna move on to the other side. If anybody over here wants to do it. Does anybody over here want to jump up and give it a try? You want to sit here and watch me do a pre-scan and a post-scan? Oh, yeah. I'll show you guys this one. We'll do it pretty quick here. So this is the other side. Not just uneven floor. Oh, so it does for uneven floor because, like I say, when it shoots for the, you'll see the laser come out and then it'll flash. It's taking a time of flight to compensate for that. But the other thing it'll do is it knows where the height of the vehicle is, and it'll compensate for that. So if it's on an alignment rack, it will compensate for the alignment rack for most of the calibrations. So instead of having this right here, if it was on an alignment rack, it would be like right here. The ones that it doesn't like, obviously, are going to be your 360. Like, you can't really do anything with that. No. Well, I mean, honestly, like the radar probably would. I mean, because it's radar, right? Who cares? But forward-facing camera, this forward-facing camera probably doesn't like the fact that that light right there is shining on the windshield.
So you have to have a pretty dedicated shop space in order to use this type of tooling. If you have regular alignment racks, oftentimes you don't have that much spare space on the side.
So, and again, currently I live in Arizona, so it's a little bit different because you pull into most of the shops and then you pull out into the bays. So what I'm telling people is like, hey man, just wheel it in the drive-through and do it there.
And I get the pushback constantly. Hey, I can't be tying up my service bay while they're doing an ADAS calibration. I'm like, bro, it's not.
A 10 by 20 easy up, maybe.
Well, it'd be kind of tough. But my thing is like, it's not like using the old fixtures where you're going to be there for 45 minutes. I mean, he's never used this machine in his life, and he just did it in like 5 minutes. Like your guy's gonna be doing an oil change, it'll be done before he's done changing the oil. You know, like just pull it in, get it done, get it out of the way. So you can get really creative with the space constraints because that has a battery backup. So we can unplug it, we can move it to wherever we need to, and then plug it back in without having to shut everything down. So I mean, as long as you're within clicking distance of that, you're good. So you can get creative with it.
I mean, just to have enough room to set that.
You know, you just got a building that's like 6 bays from the 80s, 90s even.
Mm-hmm.
They're just, you know, and then alignment racks were boom, boom, boom. There's no room for ADAS on either side of it. And it's so deep.
You can only do what you can do with what you got, right?
Exactly. I mean, it's impossible, right, basically.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, it's not going to work for every single human being, right? But where it's going to work, it's going to work. Like this is an ideal, like this is about the size of shop I would like to have for doing this. I'm considering it. And I want to take an alignment rack and I'm going to face that wall with it. So you'll back in and pull on the alignment rack, do the alignment, and then I'll have all of this. And if I need more forward facing, I'm going to have the car back in hanging out the shop.
Yeah. Well, when you build a building in the era of ADAS, you get a shop you can handle it.
Yeah.
You got somebody who was built in the 70s and 80s. There's no way they
I just had a shop that I just did some training for though on site, and I'm telling you right now, like they had an in-ground lift, an in-ground alignment rack, and they're doing all their calibrations on that in-ground, and they don't necessarily have enough space, but we can make it work. So we can just cheat the thing around a little bit. It's not. You'd be surprised what you can get away with. Like if there's a big pole right here and it's in the way, like it's interfering. Guys are just stacking up tires on a cart and rolling it in front of the pole so that it's not picking up the pole anymore, and they're good. So.
Is the challenge the lasers in the sunlight? Is that the main issue?
No. Again, like I said, you could probably do this outside in the sun.
We were using the previous generation frame aligner outside, no issue. So in here, this isn't.
And again, the radar stuff is going to be fine.
Sure.
The issue would be, I don't care what system you're using, the forward-facing camera is not going to like a bunch of sunlight. It won't calibrate. It's going to catch the glare off the windshield.
So that's not really a shortcoming of your system. It's just the way it is.
Just the way it is. Yeah.
Now that you mention that, when I drive my wife's road into the sun, sometimes it actually alerts you and tells you that the front camera's not working.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my F-150 will tell me fairly regularly that when it's raining, because just the way it is, it kicks up dirt and crap on the taillight. It'll kick off my blind spot. That has nothing to do with calibration. It's not a fault with the vehicle. It's nothing. It's just, it is what it is. So.
Yeah, and it doesn't stop you or anything. It just says the sensor's not working.
Yeah, it lets you know that it's deactivated. Yeah. Yep.
don't run over any kids because we're deactivated.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, all this ADAS stuff is really dropping my score. It's killing me, you know?
What it is.
All right, the forward-facing camera one is actually kind of fun if anybody wants to drive this big piece of equipment. Like, it's kind of fun to move that thing around. Anybody wants to take a crack at it? Yeah, come on up. All right, so we're gonna do a forward-facing camera on this. This is single recognition. There are certain ones where there's dual recognition, where you're gonna be moving the sensors or the pictures around here. But we're gonna start on this one. So we're gonna hit this. We're gonna use a scan tool, tell it what we're doing. Obviously, there'll be a pre-scan, post-scan, all that good stuff. All right. You okay? We'll go with time? 20 minutes, cool. Well, shouldn't take us 20 minutes. So, all right, let's check in our clear space requirements. We got this red dot over to that green line, over to that red dot, over to this green line. So we don't want anything in here. So I think we're good. System's gonna be happy. If it was Subaru, it would be somewhere like out that door somewhere. It's unbelievable. Subaru gets really, really, they want like a mile and a half. Now we're gonna do our floor height clearance. And of course it's not gonna see it because, give me a second, let's find a.
That thing just moved after you moved your hand.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, there we go, we're good. Okay, cool. So it's gonna take a floor height measurement. You can see right here, there's two little red dots up here in the front, and that's where our fixture is gonna end up going. It's going to flash, takes its time of flight. Now, it asks us to please put both those carriage rails together. So slide those two dealios together. Now, are your students really good at following directions and getting the exact right tool every time? What are you guys doing wrong, man? No. So on the back of this, there's actually a receiver. So when we actually put the target on, there's a transponder on the target. If they put the wrong target on, they can't go forward. This is amazing for dealerships and shops as well. The reason being is now instead of having to have my master tech doing all my ADAS calibrations, I've got my really good lube tech that I want to keep around for a while doing it. So this just gets hung on there, and there's 4 dots here and 4 holes there. I'll let you put the target on here in a second. That goes there like that. Okay, cool. So now that's on there. When this thing goes to the next step, it's going to tell us what to use. This says target 35. This right here is target 35. 35, good, good, good. There's little divots in here. If you guys notice the X on the screen, as soon as he hangs this on here properly, I'm gonna put that on there. Slides right on here, there's a little groove. Now, see how there's still an X up there on the screen? Slide it around until it drops in. See how I went to a check mark? Right next to the 35, we're gonna go ahead and pull this off. And this is magnetic.
Little string off it?
Take string off, yeah. And just unroll it. And there is our target. Now, what some companies are doing is they're fiddling with the size of the target so they can get it closer or farther away. That's not OE and that's not safe. So that's why we stick with OE targets. This thing's gonna set it to the proper height. Give it a second, it'll figure it out. While it's thinking here, well, it's thinking quicker than I thought. Good, cool. Now we're gonna put this target where it needs to go. So right now, our laser's shining right here. So come on over here, sir. See the laser shining right there? Yeah. Our goal, normally it's shining on the ground, just where we have it. Our goal is to get this laser in that hole right there. So obviously we need to go forward. This gimbal is going to track the movement of this. These are the brakes, so pull both of those back. And start walking, pull them hard, and then start walking it forward a little bit, just a little bit at a time. You've got probably 5 feet to go though, so you can just slide her on up there. Keep going, you got a ways to go. All right, and pause. Give it a second to catch up, cool. Keep going a little bit at a time.
Has it got one on each side?
Yeah, so get one in, and then let go of that brake once you have it in the hole. Let that brake go. Now worry about the other side. Dang, you're driving pretty good. A lot of guys jump way too fast, and it's like, man, just slow down a little bit. Good. That should be good enough. Yep, there you go. And we're going to give it a second. Okay. Next. This thing now. Just like on a normal Hunter alignment machine, you're going to slide this thing left or right. We're trying to get this thing centered. So follow that bar graph right there. And we got 1 millimeter that we have to aim within. So you're going to be real fine right there in the middle.
Just like the caster sweep.
Yeah. It's so funny because I'm like, dang, dude, did the machine just get better at the caster sweep? That's so much easier. And then I realized I do it like 40 times a week. I'm like, oh no, I've just done it so much. All right, so now it's centered. When he hits next, this thing's gonna do target orientation. This whole machine is gonna do this. It's gonna dance around. Okay, you may or may not be able to see it, but that thing is dancing around to get it exactly right. This is something that, again, most of the industry is not really taking into account, that the angle matters as well. But once that's done, I mean, we're ready to hit go and fire that scan tool, okay? So,
It's just data for the scan.
yep. Distances, yeah. Yep. Yep, but that's done. And now we've got full printout capability of every of the procedures we just did. Since we're not on 100net, we can't do that. But he can pull that up. So we have a printout of everything we have done with pictures of the targets. And then the other thing that I do with our scan tool is, as we're going through and we're hitting calibrate, it's storing all of that information. It does a pre-scan, a post-scan. It stores all the calibrations that we've done, what the final calibration numbers are, and it also allows us to take pictures and screenshots along the way. So like right now, I would take a picture right here of the license plate, the vehicle, and the target in the background. So then at the end, I can actually compile that all into a report, share it on my OneDrive, and then I can print that out, or I can submit that to the body shop or the insurance agency, okay? To make sure that I am completely documented. What I don't think a lot of people are taking into account with ADAS is the fact that, I mean, like they were just talking about it today, right? The self-driving cars, right? The liability. Do we need to have some sort of a license for that to protect ourselves from liability for self-driving cars? This car is a self-driving car. Right? You set that adaptive cruise control. If it didn't tell you that you had to keep your hands on the steering wheel, you wouldn't have to keep your hands on the steering wheel, right? Like this thing basically drives itself. So we need to take note of that and make sure that we're paying attention to the fact that like this stuff needs to be calibrated properly, and we need to cover our butts. Right? We've all heard CYA on documenting your paperwork. That is magnified times 1,000 when you get into self-driving technology and ADAS. So we need to make sure that we have proper documentation, that we did a proper repair. So, what questions do you guys have about the ADAS? Just ADAS in general. Yes, sir.
Collisions happen, right?
Cool, yeah, collisions.
And then, is there hard locations on the car where it's not adjusting any of this stuff? In other words, it's maybe dowel pinned into the car,
yep.
And this is calibrating off of where it's located.
So within reason, right? So again, everybody is I mean, we have no problem saying a mass airflow sensor is bad, but we for some reason have a hard time saying this stuff's bad. Just because it's been to a body shop does not mean they put it together properly. Okay? So if it won't calibrate, we're pulling bumper covers and we're diagnosing the problem and like, yeah, man, like it's not where it's supposed to be. You are going to need service literature to get into that, right? You're going to need service information. You're going to need to like be able to pull stuff apart and look at it. This is still nuts and bolts at the end of the day. Okay, we still need to be able to get in there and check that out. And yes, body shops, they're good, most of them, but they're not all perfect.
Factory, those aren't meant to be adjusted.
99% of them are not meant to be adjusted. No, there are a couple of them, like the Durangos, right? They got the radar, that big glass thing in the front. It's got a special tool, and those you can adjust those. You're supposed to adjust them after an alignment and recalibrate them. Yeah. What else? What do you? Yeah.
How much the machine will compensate on the floor different degrees like that?
How far out of level can the floor be? Was it 2 degrees? 4 degrees? Something like that? 2 degrees? 2 degrees out of level. Which, I mean, most of these other are like 1 degree or less. They're supposed to be damn flat. But because it is taking that floor height measurement, it does compensate for that. Yeah. Yes, sir. Cool. Yes, it makes a world of difference. World of difference. However, we are calibrating that system to where the vehicle currently is. I will tell you that like Toyota, they do like their preloads, right? The dealership puts a 6-inch lift kit on something, and a lot of those from the dealership, they are actually turning off all of the ADAS and making you sign a waiver. So they're selling you a brand new vehicle, and they're marking up the lift kit they just put on, and they're turning off all your self-driving stuff. So this is an OE tool. This is meant to deal with OE equipment. Within reason, it should be. I'm not going to say yes, right? But it should be. It should be okay for some of that.
What is he calibrating now?
Forward-facing corner cube. So I forgot we had one more there. So in this particular vehicle, there's 2 different ways to calibrate the forward-facing. Could be forward-facing with a corner cube like that, or a flat plate. So what he's actually doing right now is the corner cube. So that machine placed that corner cube. Now you're going to move it out of the way, so now this can fire. Honda tripped me up so bad the other day. I forgot that they had a crazy procedure. So they actually have you move the machine out of the way, fire the radar with nothing in front of it, and if it sees anything within like 30 feet, it will kill the calibration. So it wants to verify there's nothing in front of it, then you move the machine back, place the corner cube, and then you fire the radar. So again, every manufacturer is going to have a different. I'm like, they didn't tell me where to put the corner cube. Like, this isn't right.
So,
forward-facing radar. This vehicle doesn't have LiDAR. Okay. Most vehicles are not running LiDAR. Okay.
What was the target for them?
Camera. Yep. Yep. I don't know. Do you guys know who's running LiDAR? I don't think anybody's really running LiDAR right now. I think Stellantis did for a minute. Huh?
Like a Volvo. I think some abstract company started working with one of the OEMs,
Yeah.
putting LiDAR. I think it might have been Volvo, but I don't think it was factory production.
Yeah, and I thought Stellantis tried it out. LiDAR's a goofy one, man, because it has to like spin and constantly be mapping. And honestly, you don't need it if you have good radar and camera. Like, it does a pretty good job. I really like the combination of camera and radar together because cameras are super good at what something is and radar is super good at how far it is. There's a manufacturer that I won't say their name that only uses cameras, and I don't love it. They keep running over people on motorcycles. So, you know, at night, when you got motorcycles at night, the taillights are close together, low to the ground. It looks like a car way off in the distance. So they don't think that it's a motorcycle they're about to hit. Now, if they had radar, it'd be like, hey, man, I don't know what you're looking at, but it's real close, right? So the combination, I think, is a super big benefit.
Waymo does LiDAR.
Yeah, Waymo does everything, because, yeah. And you guys see the LiDAR, right? It's big, nobody's buying a car with a big old spinny thing on the roof, so, yeah. Right now, the primary is going to be radar, because that's good for distance and how far something is. Camera is good for what something is. And then, and it's funny, because if you look at the cameras, if you actually see the images that we get out of these cameras, they're super low quality images. Why in the world are they low quality images?
I think it's processing speed.
Processing speed, all we care about is the silhouette. Right? That's all we really care about is the silhouette. So they want to be able to process the information incredibly quickly, so they're not super high def cameras. And then you're seeing sonar, the little things in the bumpers, right? And those are really, really good for things that are close to it, right? So those are the different systems we're running with. Anything else?
I got a question. There's a subscription with the ADAS link or the scan tool. Mm-hmm. What about the whole machine? So we got the ADAS link.
Help!
For 2 years it's locked up solid.
Sales stuff.
You want to call regional?
How about what turns on the lights on the mirrors? Is that radar?
The lights on the mirrors are, the lights on the mirrors are going to be blind spot, which is what we calibrated with the corner cubes.
And it's done with the radar then?
Most of the time it's radar.
Okay, so I got a Dodge Challenger.
Yes, radar.
Now, one other quick question. My son, 2020 Honda Civic, he hit something fell out of the back of the truck and came over in his lane and he hit it. And is that camera going to take pictures and document the time and date?
No. It's not saving any information. There's no saving. It wants to know, hey, there's a dude there right now. Hit the brakes. Once you're gone, it doesn't care about what just happened 30 seconds ago. No, it's not going to document any of that. Now the Teslas have Sentry mode where they're documenting what's happening. They have like a memory, but no.
Somebody bought the Highlander 24, and they say there's a camera around the car. It might be your picture might be taken and have them sign on the contract.
That may or I mean I don't know. Yeah, but he's talking about forward-facing camera. So the forward-facing camera needs to have such a quick upload processing speed that it's low def. It's not going to store that information. It's not a dash cam, okay? But like 360, you don't need that fast a processing speed, right? It's just kind of you're moving 3 miles an hour. You can keep up with that, you know. So it's a whole different thing, and it's a feedback to the driver. That forward-facing camera is not a feedback to the driver. You know what I mean? They're not looking at what the forward-facing camera's seeing. Yeah. Hey guys, just before you take off, thank you. I really appreciate it. Hey, ADAS is absolutely just moving faster than you can possibly imagine. I know every teacher in here has been beat over the head with electric cars. Those things are absolutely coming. And with that, technology is this technology as well, right? The ADAS technology. So, I mean, buckle up because you're going to see a lot of new stuff coming down the pipe. Okay, and it's just going to keep getting faster and faster. All right. If I can help out, let me know.